describing, more like. You've caught me just about to make butter coffee. My wee whisk, perfect little thing. I have my big huge mug and just putting in a little bit of butter into a coffee, and then you put a little bit of water in because this whisk kind of froths everything up and it kind of comes up like a whirlpool. Anyway, I'm just making a wee cup of coffee, butter coffee, whilst I thought I'd make a wee video with you. So it's been about 3 weeks or so since my last update. And I said I was trying to do an 8-week push to get the weight off. Of course, that didn't happen. Never does. Last week, now, I'd been doing a really good push and I'd got down to about 201. My restart had gone up to about 210 again. So I got down to 201. Boston last week, tried to do it keto, didn't make it past the airport lounge of keto. So ended up, came back, it was 208. That was on Saturday. And I'm already back down to 201 again. So it just shows you how much bloat carbs puts on the body. The other thing I will say to you is, apart from the air conditioning in America playing havoc with my eyes and everything, just finishing that and topping this up. Apart from that playing havoc, because I ate carbs for those 4 days or so, can you see that we mark there and there? And of about 3 or 4 on here, spots galore, and I mean big red welts. That's them going down now. Big red welts on my face from eating carbs. It just shows you the inflammatory response you get when you eat carbs. You know, I'm starting to really see physical consequences of eating carbs. Give you a wee update on the barnet. Right, look, do a wee close up. Look, I've done a wee spiky thing. It's about 1.5 inches or so now on top. Still not an awful lot going on at the sides in terms of length. But it's starting to come across over, you know, it's starting to go over on the ears and everything now. And the back here, starting to get a little bit longer. As you know, guys, 31st of August, I shaved the entire thing off for Brave the Shave Macmillan Cancer Support, or Cancer Trust, or whatever it is. But anyway, it provides palliative and nursing care for those with terminal illnesses. So, yes, so I shaved it all off, and this is it starting to, you know, I can actually do something with it. I mean, when I say I can do something with it, I've still got the butch lesbian look going on aplenty here. But, you know, my son doesn't let me spike his hair anymore, so I have to spike my own. Buy my own putty and gel and everything now. Anyway. Still, I'd rather with long blonde locks again, but I have no makeup on and everything. Look how red my wee cheeks are and everything. But look at those big spots. Now that's them dried out. They were big welts. Couldn't get over it. Cheers, everybody. May you never run out of grass-fed butter. That's what I say. Never run out of grass-fed butter. Anyway. So, what have I been doing? Not an awful lot. As I say, trying to just sort of focus on the keto stuff at the moment. Obviously, Christmas is coming up. I've started the old Prezi buying. Well, actually, I'm late for buying presents. I normally have my presents already bought by September, would you believe? In the next couple of weeks, I have to try and get, I say I have to try and get into the loft, or to try and shove my son up into the loft, because there's no way I can, I only have step ladders into the wee hole in the loft. I need to get a Slingsby ladder or something installed. But anyway, but because of all the work I did during the summer with the rewiring and the central heating, which I have to say, the central heating, oh my God, comes on in a blink, and it's fantastic. Really, really pleased I've got it in. Complete uproar in the house, but really pleased I got it in. So yes, so I've got the Christmas decorations. I think because I was trying to put so much stuff up into the loft, all the Christmas decorations have been pushed into the far corner, and I only have a little piece of the loft floored. Well, maybe about a third of the loft floored, but it literally, I can only go up so far in the step ladders, and so it's whatever I can get my hands on. So I may have to, you know, like sticking a 4-year-old up the chimney. I had to shove him up in the loft to try and get the all the decorations down. So I'm probably going to do that the last week of November. Look, I'm an early bird when it comes to putting up decorations, and I don't give two hoots. I really don't. The earliest I've put decorations up was probably about between the 7th and 14th of November a few years ago. I was going through the divorce and, you know, sod it. I wanted a bit of brightness in my life, and that provided it. Last year, I threw out my old Christmas tree, got a brand new one in, brand new decorations, and the decorations are, and I'll show you all this obviously as we start going through, you know, getting closer to Christmas, and I keep my videos up, but yes, the decorations are very natural colours, greens, reds, and, you know, creams and stuff, and they're all either wooden or felt, or, you know, there's nothing garish on them. I really wanted to try and do like an au natural type of Christmas tree, and spent a bloody fortune as usual on the decorations, but you know, it's just nice and I like it, and I mean, there's a place for bright baubles and stuff, but I'd had that for the last 10 years with my last Christmas tree, so this time I just wanted to do something completely different. I don't ring the changes in each year. There's no point. I literally have the decorations until they fall off the tree. And then in another 10 years, I'll revamp it some way as well. Unless I find a rich millionaire to marry, and then I'll be one of those ones that gets, you know, the designers in to completely do your house and everything. I can dream. So what else is happening? I'm on Reddit a lot these days. On the keto things, and the space one, I kind of lurk on the space ones. I love all the pictures and stuff on there as well. What else? I don't think there's been much. Like I say, I was in Boston last week. So that takes an entire week and a half out of me. You know, preparation to go, going, coming home, and then getting over the jet lag and everything. So, and everybody thought my hair was fantastic, really funky and really punky and everything. I mean, I just, you know, I look at my, and you know, you guys can see me here in the little video here. The fact that this is so exposed, and you know, look, you know, I still haven't lost a significant amount of weight to actually make a change to my face yet. But the fact that this is so exposed because there's such a lack of hair here, I'm very, very self-conscious. Yes, I like the colour, you know, you know, I got that little Provoke silver stuff in that kind of turns it a little bit sort of, you know, silvery purple or whatever. But I am so self-conscious of the fact that it is so short. I so don't feel feminine at all. And, you know, with that and the weight still being on and everything, it's hard, you know, I don't feel attractive at all. I mean, I know I'm not really attractive anyway, but still, you know, if you have lots of hair, you can start to faff it out and you know, put a bit of makeup on and, you know, make the best of what God gave you. But when you shear off your hair, and, you know, listen, like I said before, guys, I had a choice to do this. I had a choice to shave my head down to the quick. I did it for charity, raised £1,000, and but those that don't have the choice, those that, for whatever reason, alopecia, cancer, chemotherapy, whatever that is, that they lose their hair, I have the utmost respect and empathy for them, and for the bravery for them to just go out there and front it, because it really is. I think you can go down two routes. You can see it as just very liberating, and you know, pardon my French, fuck it and move on, and here we are, and you know, brand new day. Or you can dwell on the fact that your hair's gone, and you know, your femininity, if you're a fairly feminine person, and I'm not. This has been the real kind of I've always thought of myself as a tomboy. Always, my sister was a very ultra feminine, and I just wasn't. I just wasn't feminine at all. But you see, when I took my hair away, I craved that ability, that need to be feminine, because it's, I missed my hair being there and being able to do something, and also to sort of, in some ways, prove you're a female because you've got, girly hair. So I vacillate between fuck it and move on, again, pardon my French, and oh God, I'm so unattractive, and I miss my hair. I want to be girly. I want to get I want to take the weight off. I want to put on some really girly, feminine flowing clothes, silks and satins, and, almost going, to the other extreme. It's a very roller coaster thing, taking your hair off. So for those that have no choice in doing it, utmost respect and bravery to them, utmost respect to front it and just move on and carry on, because, as I say, it really does take away a part of your personality. It puts your face on show, and it doesn't care what anybody says, and all these feminist bollocks and stuff like that. First impressions matter. First impressions, in the first 3 seconds of meeting someone, people form that opinion of that individual, and you want to make this the best that it can be in all walks of life, whether it's trying, romance, whether it's business, in interviews, or just, I was over there and the people I'd spoken to for months and months on the phone, but we'd never actually met in person. And there was a couple of reactions when they realized, because I have a little image in work of my little photograph, and it's me with when I had my hair long and blonde down to about here. It was all curly. It was at a Christmas party in London. Actually, it was an award ceremony in London. So, I had a lovely big necklace. It was the best I could look. Absolutely. And I look pretty. But anyway, so I have this little image of me, So when I was meeting these people for the first time, and they sort of took a second look at me and you're Natalie? And, I almost felt I'd been doing some false advertising of who I am, because the image does not match the current reality of who I am. And so that was interesting. There's a couple of raised eyebrows, because I probably look about 20 years older. And that was only taken a couple of years ago, just before I left my last company. It was in the November. In fact, it was 2 years ago today. This month, 2 years ago this month, my pretty picture, my blonde picture, was taken. And as I say, my hair was down to here. I had it curled, those cone things that you kind of just, my entire body burnt to cinder, because these cone things that, you curl your hair with are lethal. I burnt my belly, burnt me, huge burn marks on my neck, on my head. My hands were covered in burns. Doesn't even matter if you wear the wee gloves or whatever, because you end up picking it up with the wrong hand, or you set it down, you don't think about it, and they're lethal. They're lethal. Anyway, so getting there very, very slowly. I'm really going to really plow on. I'm going to start taking this very, very seriously again after Christmas. That doesn't mean to say I'm cheating between now and then. I'm probably going to do what's known as lazy keto. I'm not going to be weighing every single thing on my little food scales, no. But I can cut a little slice of my butter, and I'm probably within 1 or 2 grams of what I need it to be. So in that respect, I'm still weighing it. Yes, okay, I might be a gram or 2 out, but in the grand scheme of things, that's not going to make too much difference. I've ordered a couple of the large muffin silicone trays, because I want to start doing some bacon and egg muffins, which is literally just bacon and egg in a muffin tin and cooked. So I wanted to start doing some of that. And because what I'm not doing is I'm not really varying my diet a lot. I'm literally living on butter, coffee, a bit of meat, whatever I can find either in my freezer or whatever I can get in the reduced clear. And again, whatever green veg is on sale in the reduced clear aisles in Tesco's as well. Mainly I love kale. Here's my favorite dish. A big pot of soup made with kale, chorizo and Stilton. And a few spices, chili, maybe a bit of garlic, maybe a chicken stock cube, something like that. But really, that in the main, I could live on that on a daily basis. So I bought some cookbooks, keto cookbooks and low carb living cookbooks recently. And I put them all away, obviously, with getting the central heating and all in. But I haven't really had a chance to really look at it. I'm not giving myself the time to do this properly. So I'm going to make that a big thing from January, meal prepping, really varying the diet, incorporating in foods that I can actually make with my son, like some buns, and I'm trying to stay away from all the stevia stuff. I haven't really touched it yet, but I want to start doing some baking with him. I want to start giving him some life skills. He's 12 years old now, so a couple of life skills and some of the basics of cooking. But I have to do keto versions of that. So I'm going to try and do some of that. And really just trying to get the discipline back in. So between now and the 16th of December, which is the Christmas party, and it's supposed to be a big frock year this year rather than just, going out to disco, a formal thing. I really want to try and get, I think it's 5 weeks, I want to try and get a stone off. So that's 14 pounds. Big push. So I want to try and do that between now and then. And then that's probably a week. There's a week then between that and Christmas. So Christmas is, look, I'm trying to do that as keto as I can. I'm going to try and make my own cranberry sauce with stevia and cranberries. And I'm going to have just a couple of roast potatoes, but mainly it's going to be turkey and Brussels sprouts on my plate. On Christmas. The starter, we always have like a prawn or a salmon starter, which is fine, and I'll try and make a nice fatty prawn Mary rose sauce with lemons and stuff. So it should be fairly keto friendly, but yes, I am going to probably indulge in a few after eats and a glass of wine or 6. Say no more. And then, but very, very quickly thereafter, that's why I'm saying January, it's going to be ultra strict. And I'm probably going to do more than one video a week, really holding myself to account on this. I'm going to be putting in a lot more exercise, a lot more walking. And I've been looking at a few ballet videos on YouTube. The pliés. The tondus. I used to be a ballerina. Would you believe? I was a ballerina when I was about 3 years old. Still do the curtsy and everything. I can still do all the, the first position, third. I can almost do the third position. I'm bending at the knees here. I'm doing my pliés. And then you do the one that goes back. See? Anybody can be a ballerina, folks. Anybody can be a ballerina. You might not be a professional ballerina, but anyone can do ballerina. And here's the thing. With ballet, it's basically squatting. A plie is a squat, in essence. So I'm trying to do some beginner ballet lessons on YouTube. And, just up against the wall, or holding on to this, and down, and down, and down. Actually, I can't, here's the other thing. If anybody's got any medical thing out here, I can't lift my arm past here. See this whole section there? Really painful. Really painful. I think what I've done is I've pulled it, getting into the car with bags in my hand and then lifting it over the driver's seat to try and put it into the passenger seat, but the weight of it has torn the muscles here, and boy is it painful trying to hold I mean, that's fine now, but there, I can't go above that. That's really painful. And I can't pull weight. I can't hold my arm out straight and hold weight. So any exercises to get that back in place again would be helpful if you guys are out there and still watching my videos, and I love you so much for doing so. Anyway, look, I promised myself I'd keep it to 20 minutes today because I'm so ultra busy, working from home. Love to know your thoughts about the Trump train, Brexit, Amerixit, with Trump, the Trumpsit, exit. Everybody I've spoken to in America, or that's not on my little Twitter clique kind of thing, but anybody in America is like, oh my God, it's doomsday. I was speaking to some French clients today as well, and they were like, oh, look what's happening in America. And I'm like, oh, hey, it's just the same as what's happened in Brexit in the UK. I says, it's coming to France next and the rest of Europe. We had a giggle. He says, oh, I don't think it'll come to France. I says, well, you can only hope. Listen, change is as good as arrest. A new broom sweeps clean. Doesn't matter if Trump is a shit president in terms of he doesn't do anything. It'll change up how the Republican and Democratic parties hopefully choose more wisely their candidates in the future. I honestly don't think Trump's going to be given any rope to make any real change. I would love to see the American economic system loosened, and I'd love to see a lot less regulation in that respect. And that would be a great thing. But things like building the wall and keeping out Muslims and shit like that, that's all. I think that's just playing to the crowd. That's bollocks, and I don't think he'd ever get any of that through. Nor should he need nor wish to. I think the state of the illegal situation. So if you're an illegal immigrant, there should be laws already in place in order to deal with them. And I think most of what needs to happen is enforcement of existing regulation, and that goes to the UK, America, Europe, whatever. We don't need new laws. We need enforcement of existing laws, and I think that runs true throughout the Western culture and stuff. People are too laissez-faire and people are too politically correct, and anyway, I could go on and on. I think it's a good thing that Trump is president. I think Hillary is the embodiment of corruption in the establishment, and she is big government. I know Trump is probably he's fairly big government as well, but honestly I don't think he's going to be given enough rope. But Hillary is the continuation of that kind of quagmire of corruption in the establishment, in the political establishment, the mainstream media, Hollywood superstars and everything. They're all in on that neoliberal progressive bollocks that, your average everyday middle American just does not resonate with at all. What you want is to be left alone. Get the fuck out of my yard and let me get on with my life. That is what most people want, hands off, provide the defense of the realm, provide a good economic structure and framework in the country, provide enough jobs for us to go out and find them, and that's it. Defense, economy, and a hands-off approach. That's what people need. I think that's that's Western culture, I think, in a nutshell. So that's where I am on that. That's my little party political broadcast on behalf of the anarcho-libertarian, hands-off, my money party of one, moi. But that's it. I'm an individual. I don't want to be a member of any party. I'm a party of one. I'm an individual, and V for Vendetta. Love you all. Bye.